It could just be that demons are watching you at this very moment and you wouldn't even notice it. If you lived in medieval Europe and you wanted to comb your matted and flea-ridden hair, you'd need to go to great lengths to find a reflective surface to see yourself in. This is related to demons, by the way, so don't panic. But mirrors were expensive, relying on silver or even most water sources, which were contaminated with mud, algae or remnants of your neighbour's rotting goat. Rivers were often fast-flowing, and shallow pools were not only hard to come by, but because they didn't move very much, often led to stagnant water, which wasn't very safe. Water that moved tended to be safer and so preferable. Getting a nice image of yourself to stare back at yourself was almost impossible. Flat glass was expensive and hard to produce, especially in the large mirrors that we all know and love today. Things of that size probably wouldn't have even been possible. Most people used metal instead, but that would often oxidise and go dull over time. The popular silvered glass of the upper classes, gentry and royalty, wasn't invented until German-born chemist Justus von Liebig made his first one in 1835. And he's the same guy, by the way, who invented the Liebig condenser. So if you like alcoholic spirits, you've got him to thank for inventing that part of the still needed to create them safely and in volume and popularise their spread throughout the alehouses of the world. You're welcome. Talking of spirits, though, Liebig made something else possible with spirits too. Or did he? You see, it used to be thought that mirrors were a gateway for evil spirits to look into the mortal realm. Witches would use black mirrors for scrying or fortune-telling. Back when crystal balls were actual balls of crystal, this might have made sense. When you look into a glass or crystal ball like this one, the weird reflective properties of the ball show an inverted face reflection. Now that's just physics, but for people who don't understand Euclidean geometry, it might have been a sign that evil forces were at work. More often than not, though, people would fill a basin with water, and since water tries to find its natural level, they'd gaze into a flat surface and observe themselves staring back. Sometimes people would put ink into the water to make it blacker and therefore more reflective, since silver was expensive and only for the very rich. Interestingly, though, that's the reason why vampires were thought to not have any reflection in a mirror, because mirrors were made of silver, which was thought to be a pure metal at the time, and so it wouldn't interact with any evil forces. But then perhaps that's just the sales pitch that was given by the mirror salesman, who knows. In the scrappy days of peasants using water basins with ink, things soon started to take a bit of a dark turn, and these inked water basins would soon become known as black mirrors. Much cheaper than silver, the peasants started using garnet, hematite and obsidian mirrors, which, if polished regularly, wouldn't get as dull as the oxidising metals of the rich, and although the mirrors weren't as bright, they did a reasonable job of reflecting enough to see during the day. From the black mirrors, however, the gentry hit back. From 1644 to 1647, Witchfinder General Matthew Hopkins was employed by the British government to find and execute witches. Although he was never given that title officially by the government, it's one he used to brutal effect. Paid on commission, Matthew Hopkins unsurprisingly found more witches than anyone else before him. The majority were perhaps surprisingly men, but there were also a huge number of women, cats, dogs, toads, and even children. Taken as proof of their immoral behaviour and deals with the devil, Hopkins noted the mirrors of the houses were all black. These were thought to be scrying mirrors, and perhaps some of them may well have been, but far from being a gateway to demons, as Hopkins suggested, witches used them to open their mind and become more intuitive to the forces of nature and the world around them. Nowadays, of course, we all have cheap mirrors in our homes, glass or plastic, backed with cheap, thin and highly reflective aluminium, or aluminum, depending on whether you're American or not. Before we go into another Anglo-American conflict, by the way, aluminium was officially given the title aluminium in 1808, when Sir Humphrey Davy identified the existence of the metal in alum. He first named it aluminium, or aluminum, when referring to element 13 of the periodic table in his 1812 book, Elements of Chemical Philosophy. But the official name, aluminium, was adopted not only by Davy, but most of the rest of the world too, to conform with the ium name of most of the other elements. But are we missing something here? When televisions, computer monitors, or even mobile or cell phones are turned off, they go black. They're reflective, and essentially they form a black mirror. According to medieval belief at least, these black mirrors provide a gateway for demons to watch your every move. Hello? Ah well, if your smart home devices are listening to you all the time, I guess you may as well let the demons watch. But it does make you wonder though, doesn't it? Are these devices making our life better? Or are they just leading us to hell? I've got a whole load of new stuff available as a thanks for watching this video and supporting this channel. Just head down to the links in the description to bigbundlegiveaway.com/magic. You can get a huge load of free stuff there, and I hope you enjoy it. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe for more of this kind of thing, and ding that bell to turn on notifications of next time I go live or upload anything. A massive shout out to these amazing people who make these videos possible. These are my patrons and members, and they are awesome, fantastic, wonderful people. They help me out so much, and in return they get a whole bunch of benefits. And if you'd like to be one of these amazing people, head on down to the link in the description to find out more. Check me out on social media, comment down below, and share this video with your friends. I'll be back next time with some more magical awesomeness, but until next time, as always,
Play magical.
Please subscribe to Real World Magic. While you're there, click the bell button to be notified of future uploads, and have a look at all of my social stuff. Remember to donate on Patreon if you really liked it, and I'll see you again next week.